manufacturer starts to rise, fire reflected in our eyes. Carbon fiber, painted scars, GT4 and GT3 stars, manufacturer side by side, every driver born to fight. Pit lane pressure, countdown screams, living faster than our dreams. Slipstream pulling through the rain, milliseconds decide the game.
Headlights cut through clouds of smoke, every overtake feels close. Front straight shaking from the sound, thousands screaming all around.
No fear when the tires slide, no sleep on this midnight ride. One chance to become immortal now, feel the circuit shake somehow. Full throttle, take the lead, faster than the eye can read. GT legend chasing light, racing wars ignite tonight. Slipstream closer, door to door, hear the engine start to roar. Checker flag above the crowd, podium dreams are calling loud.
We were made for speed, every heart still bleeds.
Push it faster, take the corner, slipstream hunter.
Cross the line,
Push it faster, take the corner, slipstream hunter.
cross the line, yeah. GT3 monster with the aero attack, GT4 pressure while I'm chasing the pack. Every lap dangerous, no room to breathe. One wrong turn and you lose the lead. Manufacturer battle turning savage tonight. Different colors on the grid, but the goals are like AMG hunting while the Porsche stays near. McLaren in the mirrors make the whole crowd cheer. Late break dive on the inside lane, tires smoke rising while we fight through pain. Draft so close I can hear your gears, still standing tall after all these years. Pit crew fast with the strategy calls, one clean stop and we're breaking them all. From the green light launch to the final attack, now the whole damn field trying to hold us back.
Adrenaline under skin, every loss becomes a win. Final sector, final chance, fate is written in this day. Full throttle, take the lead, faster than the eye can read. GT legends chasing light, racing wars ignite tonight. Slipstream closer, door to door, hear the engine start to roar. Checkered flag above the crowd, podium dreams are calling loud.
We were made for speed, every heart still bleeds.
Through the sparks and shattered rain, we return again, again.
Every corner, every scar,
Made us who we really are.
hear the anthem of the track.
No turning back,
Last lap pressure,
full attack. Drivers ready, engine scream. One more lap, one more dream. Full throttle, feel the fire, burning higher and higher. GT4 and GT3, rewriting our history.
manufacturer, kings collide, no surrender, left inside.
Checkered flag
Good evening, SMA, and welcome to round 6 of the SMA Manufacturers Showdown 2026. Today is the start of the business end of the season, with every round from this point going forward crucial for the drivers for their bid to become SMA champion for season 2. Last week, the championship standings was flipped on its head with a new winner not only in season 2 but in SMA in general, as it was VSR Vish who tasted victory for the very first time to win round 5 at Le Mans in a very wild and dramatic race with many surprising results across the grid. Now, going into round 6, we turn our heads to the clouds of Mount Panorama in Bathurst, Australia, in their chosen Gr.4 manufacturer cars. The last of our Gr.4 races this season, with myself, Sean Madden, aka FlawedGeniusGaming, here to present to you yet another exciting encounter, where the tension will be as high as the altitude of the mountain, showcasing all the dramatics in Tier 1, and we are live. As with myself in the middle and to my right is promoter and commentator for SMA Robin Williams. He'll be joining us once the one-shot qualifying starts. However, to my left is our awesome commentator Lawrence Brown, also known as Tusmbox, looking mighty fine today. Good evening, and how are you feeling ahead of what today might bring?
I'm feeling really good today, Flawed. I don't envy these drivers one bit. I know how difficult this track is. This is looking to be a very difficult race today.
Yeah, it certainly is going to bring some challenges for the drivers, and hopefully those that have just joined us as well. Hopefully you got on really well in tonight's combo from the lower tiers, but yeah, certainly a big challenge on the hands for many a driver. But before we get into the race details for today's race, here at SMA we are lucky to be backed by no less than 10 sponsors, so we need to give a huge thank you to each and every one of them for sponsoring us in the Manufacturers Showdown, as without them none of these broadcasts would be possible. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, South Africa's haven for all your sim racing equipment, selling only the highest recommended products from the likes of Fanatec and Moza, as well as racing cockpits for that perfect driving experience. Link is in the description below. PostNet Midstream is a one-stop pit stop that provides businesses and consumers with various services under one roof. Their championship-winning pit crew can assist you with high-quality printing, anything from photos to car branding. Their team principal has an import and export license, so they can either send or collect your spare parts from any track in the world. PostNet Midstream, we keep your business on track. DC Designs, where imagination meets reality. From custom home decor and lifestyle products to specialised gaming and sim racing accessories, DC Designs uses the power of 3D printing to craft items as unique as you are. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind gift, personalised collectibles, or gear to level up your sim rig, DC Designs has you covered. Turn your ideas into reality with DC Designs. Slayer Energy, homegrown in South Africa. It fuels your focus, hits hard, and still tastes smooth. That's how Slayer does energy. Their motto is death to dull, and trust us, they live by it. Bold flavours and zero boredom. Slayer, crushing the norm, fueling the madness, and keeping every lap electrified.
Wahluu Sun Interior Design, transforming your space, elevating your lifestyle. They don't just decorate, they design environments that inspire. Whether it's your home, office or retail space, Wahluu Sons brings your vision to life with style, precision and a personal touch. Gr.3 Gr.4, where modern design meets everyday performance. Discover a range of stylish, reliable vehicles built for comfort, adventure and the road ahead. Backed by innovation and value, Gr.3 is redefining the driving experience because your journey deserves more. Visit Gr.3 Palabora and drive the difference today. Sparko Gaming, where real motorsport heritage meets sim racing performance. Elevate your setup with premium racing seats, accessories and gear designed for true enthusiasts. Built for those who demand precision, comfort and performance on every lap. Because when it comes to racing, every detail matters. Take your racing to the next level with Sparko Gaming.
Tailored solutions for SMEs and hobbyists. Bearded Skull Powder Coaters provides durable, high-performance powder coating services for factories, small businesses and enthusiasts from across Cape Town's northern suburbs and surrounding areas. We focus on a bespoke service, working hands-on with clients to deliver a tailored finish and quick turnaround times for smaller batches. BuildMat. Our aim is to fulfill all your hardware and building material needs at the most competitive prices available. We are committed to providing top-notch quality without any compromises, and we strive to uphold this promise with every customer requirement. Whether you are undertaking a do-it-yourself project or require bulk supplies, we cater to all and assist you in maximising your profits by carefully managing costs. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting us throughout SMA Season 2, the Manufacturers Showdown 2026. So let's run you through the race fixtures for this second half of the lockdown phase of this championship. So with 5 rounds already complete, we now enter the crucial end to the season with just 3 rounds to go. We have one of each Manufacturer Gr.3 and Gr.4 races left this season, starting off with today at the famous Aussie road course Mount Panorama Bathurst in the Gr.4s, which is then followed up with the final manufacturer race, the Gr.3s at Fuji Speedway, the short variant for round 7 in the Gr.3s next week, before a special double header, the open wheel special round for the grand finale at Catalunya in the Red Bull Juniors and Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in the Super Formula 23 car on July the 6th to round off our Manufacturers Showdown Championship. But Tusmbox, can you run us through the track and the race details for today's race, please?
Sure thing, Flawed. So today's race is going to take place at the legendary Bathurst, aka Mount Panorama Circuit. Comprised of public roads, this track opened up on the 17th of March in 1938, and its first race was actually a motorcycle race held the day prior. With slope grades as high as 1 to 6, or about 9 degrees, this circuit is well known for its significant changes in elevation through the mountain section. Now, you can take a breather as you travel down the nearly 2-kilometer long Conrad Straight, but it won't be long before you need to tackle the great Mount Panorama once again. Now we're going to go over to today's race settings. The drivers are going to have to navigate 22 laps of Bathurst. We will have a grid start with false start check. Now, the drivers have access to all 3 tire compounds, however, they will have to use the hards for at least 1 lap. They will have 3x tire wear and 3x fuel consumption. Refueling speed is at 6 liters per second, and rubber slots today will be randomized. Blog, can you give us a rundown through the results from round 5?
Yep, absolutely. So, in round 5 at Le Mans, the weather created havoc for many of the drivers, which created a last lap fiasco. On the last lap, we had a 3-way fight for the race win, but at the checkered line, it was Virsal Vish that reigned supreme with his first ever win in SMA, ahead of the unfortunate TNR Captain Slow, who had to serve a penalty in the last half of the last lap to claim only a second. However, still his best result of the season, and it was VSR Wahluu that claimed the last step of the podium to make it 3 podiums this season and continue on his fine form in the championship. TNR Mo Flavor initially claimed a brilliant P4, however trouble with the COC meant he would lose that position to now 4th placed Gr.4 and 5th placed driver of VSR Giller, with Mo Flavor sinking down to 6th. It could have been so much better for VSR Giller, however, had he had not spun before his last stint of tyres. And same could be said of KD the Kai, that made the same mistakes moments afterwards to finish in 7th. The surprise of the round was to see current championship leader SAGT Nutcap finish as low as 8th, with Sam Steele making a great comeback to finish in 9th, with TNR Whipperman finishing in 10th and VSR Kennels in 11th. With TNR Ray Carter initially finishing in 12th after running out of fuel on the last lap, he's now actually demoted to 13th due to more trouble with the COC officials, and will be banned from today's one-shot qualifying, meaning SAGT Latari now promoted to 12th, which I'm sure is no consolation to him after a disastrous race. Now on to the standings. So the standings after 5 rounds has seen a dramatic change to the order, with only SAGT Nutcap still sitting pretty at the top, but the lead has been reduced to now 11 points over newly promoted drivers who rise to join second. It's the teammates of VSR, Wolfie and Vish in second position. Mo Flavor holds 4th, but SAGT Latari sinks down 3 positions to be in 5th. Rising up 4 positions is second place finisher from Le Mans is TNR Captain Slow, who moves up into 6th, with VSR Kennel sinking down to 7th and VSR Giller in 8th. Sam Truce, who was absent from round 5, sinks down to 9th, with KD the Kai just behind him in 10th. Gr.4 moves up to 11th, with Sam still in 12th, just a point in front of TNR Whipperman in 13th, and at the foot of the table is teammate Ray Carter in 14th. Now on to our lineup. So, same as usual really, 7 different manufacturers on grid. We've got 1 Ferrari in SAGT Latari, 1 McLaren in KD the Kai, 1 Volkswagen in Gr.4, 2 Citroen drivers of SAGT Nutcat and TNR Ray Carter, 2 Porsche drivers from the Sam team of Truce and Steele, 3 Audi drivers from Team TNR Whipperman, Mo Flavor and Captain Slow, and 4 Lamborghini drivers driven by the VSR team, Giller, Kennels, Vish and Wolfie, to round off our grid for today. So we are going to go for a quick break, and when we come back it will be the start of our 10-minute one-shot qualifying ahead of this 22-lap race here at the Mount Panorama in Bathurst. So don't go anywhere, we'll be back very shortly. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, Right Recruitment, DC Designs, Slayer Energy, Waggy & Sons, Jetor, Sparko Gaming, Bearded Skull and BuildMat. Our official sponsors of SMA Season 2, Manufacturers Showdown 2026. Okay, and we are back, and the drivers just putting in their last couple of laps of practice before this 10-minute one-shot qualifying. Now, because of the shortness of the circuit, or compared to Le Mans and the Nürburgring, there's going to be 2 packs of drivers to lead out this one-shot qualifying based on the race results from round 5 at Le Mans, but in reverse order. So Yeah, it's going to be a pack of 6 drivers followed by another 7 drivers. But TNR Ray Carter is banned from qualifying in round 6 due to being handed a pretty hefty penalty for his wrongdoings in the last round. So, of course, we are in the Group 4 cars today. So we are expecting, well, the likes of SAGT Nutcap to return to form in that Citroen. But it's certainly going to be a very interesting race. Definitely in terms of the conditions where the transition from day to night could play a factor in this race. But Tusmbox, you know, what are your thoughts of this race combo between Bathurst and the Group 4 cars today?
Well, I think this race being in Group 4 will make it a little bit easier, as you know, Group 4s not being as fast as Group 3s. But you know, this track is extremely tough, especially going through the mountain section. Personally, I actually find this track more difficult than Nordschleife. And I know I've spent a lot of time on Nordschleife, but this track, it's just so difficult to nail a lap around here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, something that they're going to have to negotiate is, of course, the ever-changing track conditions, because we're starting off in the dusk of the morning. So basically, the track temperature is going to be rather cold at this point. Let me get my race info up. So first to come out of the pits is Sam Trusp, who missed out on round 5, so automatically gets essentially last place from last round, and he will take that round as a drop points round for him. So we'll see how Sam Trusp gets on here. He of course in the Porsche, so we're expecting the Porsche to do well here with SAGT Latari, shockingly, who actually came last in round 5, 13th position, however promoted up to 12th because of Ray Carter's actual penalties. Ray Carter, of course, banned from qualifying in this round, so serving a misdemeanor for the TNR driver. Sorry. Then we got VSR Kennels of Lamborghini, and that's followed by TNR Whipperman and Sam Still. Now I need to check my notes actually, because wasn't we supposed to have 6 on track, or have I? Or apparently I can't do maths.
I'm counting 6. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, we forgot that Nutcap. Not used to seeing him finishing as low as 8th position in the last round. So, yeah, Nutcap, you know, I mean, he's still sitting pretty at the top of the championship by 11 points. However, you know, he won't want to have too many races like the last round. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on there. But to some any early predictions, you know, what cars that you would expect to be strong at a location like Bathurst?
You know what? I'll be honest. I very rarely drive Group 4 around this track. When I was... whenever there is a Group 4 daily, there was a point in time where I was leaning towards the Huracan. So I think I'd feel more comfortable in the Huracan. But yeah, honestly, I think it's a toss-up as to what cars are going to do well here.
Okay, I think that is Robin Williams in the background, but I can hear a lot of feedback in the background, Robin. Is there a chance that you can adjust your settings at all?
Hey Sean, hey Tusm. Yeah, I'm just jumping in. I'm hoping that I've just put everything off, and I hope the sound is good.
Well, you're sounding good now, but every time I talk, I can hear my voice. So I'm not sure if we're coming out of a loudspeaker or something like that. But if there's a way to turn down the TV volume or something like that, that'll be absolutely fantastic.
Okay, just test now because everything's off.
Okay.
That should sort it out.
Yeah, I think we're back to normal now. Yeah, it's horrible when you can hear your own voice at the same time. But yeah, welcome.
You've got such a great voice. What do you mean? If I had a voice like yours, I wouldn't mind listening to it myself. You know? But evening to the viewers and everybody that's watching. Thanks for jumping in on the stream. I really appreciate, and yeah, looking forward to Bathurst. Once again, a very challenging track with all these different manufacturers as well. I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting race this evening.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. Oh no, I can still hear myself, Robin.
Okay, hold on. I'll end this and then I will try and get onto the PlayStation comms box. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Robin.
All right.
Okay, so just exiting the chase and on to Murray's Corner. And what sort of lap time can Sam Truce produce in this one-shot qualifying round? So it is a 2-minute 13.9 for the Sam driver. Latari Racing now second to come across the line. He's got to set a 2:12.7. That is a brilliant time for the SAGT driver. Now it is VSR Kennels. Now I was going to say I was expecting times of 2-minute 13s, but Latari absolutely obliterating that theory. What can VSR Kennels do in response to Latari? Well, he's going to set a 2-minute 13.4 to land himself into second position. Sorry. So yeah, Sam Truce in third position now, and the last 7 drivers just coming out on track now. So I need to find who the next driver is. It is Whipperman, who comes across the line to set a 2-minute 21, which is not ideal for him. Yeah, the leaderboard's a little bit glitched at the moment, so just trying to find the right drivers. But SAGT Nutcat comes across the line to qualify in a second position with a 2:13.1. Sam still next to come across the line to qualify in P6, 2:14.2 for him. And I think that is the first 6 drivers. So now I just need to find out who is due where, to be honest. Is this something you can find out for me too, Sam, as I check the list?
So the next driver to start their lap is going to be Kai. He's coming down Conrad Straight now. He's currently showing in P7, if that helps you.
Yes, yeah, no, that is absolutely right. Yes, the order should be KD the Kai, Mo Flavor, Giller. It should be Laquera in front of Captain Slow. Captain Slow should be second from last driver to come out. So I'm not sure what has happened here, why the order is how it is, but it is what it is. So we'll just roll with it for the time being. So we ride on board with KD the Kai, who now starts his hot lap. So KD the Kai has been the... I suppose if we're talking about qualifying, the crowning champion of qualifying, he has set 4 pole position times so far. So Katie the Kai, we know he's got the pace. It's just whether or not he can take that qualifying performance into the race. Now the time to beat is a 2-minute 12.7. Tosin, what are your thoughts in terms of the qualifying time so far?
Well, this being a one-shot quali, it's extremely high pressure. For Latari to put together that 12.7, that is an incredible lap time, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that stays as pole for this race.
Okay, well, that's... we may call you out on that in a couple of minutes' time, Tosin. But yeah, Katie the Kai in the McLaren, he... Well, we know with the McLaren that it's very good top end speed, so it'll be good down the straights. Whether or not it can carry the speed through the mountain section as he clips the wall, and that is definitely going to cost him, so you could be right in that fact. But we will stay on board with Katie the Kai and just see where the other drivers are as well, with Mo Flavour just coming down the hill now. VSR Giller, as I say, the order not kind of where it should be, to be honest, guys. Captain Slow should have been the second to last driver to come out, so yeah, we're you know, I'm just trying to get used to the order here, but they are roughly about 10 seconds apart from each other. So KD the Kai just coming down to the chase now for the famous chicane. Very important to get this chicane right and you know, time that braking to a sixpence as well. But yeah, Katie the Kai now coming up to the final corner. That is Murray's corner. And I mean, he's still looking reasonably fast here as he comes across the line and sets a 2:14.6. Now it is Mo Flavour coming around the corner now. Now that looks like a faster time from him as he approaches the line. It's a 2:14.1 to land himself into P4. Now it is VSR Giller coming around the final turn. What can he produce in that Lamborghini? Is looking quite similar, it has to be said. It's a 2:14.2 to land himself into P7. Now we have TNR Captain Slow now, of course, got second position in the last round. A true return to form for the TNR driver. What can he do around Bathurst? More importantly, can he carry on that form into round 6? Well, just coming around the final corner now, looking rather tidy by the Audi driver as he comes across the line with a 2:13.9 to land himself up into P4. Now we have got Lequera just coming across the line now, 2:13.9 to land himself into 6th position. So a great qualifying time for the Volkswagen driver as we ride on board now with VSR Wolfie. Wolfie now coming across the line with a 2:14.2 to go up into P8. And last to come across the line is VSR Fish, round 5 race winner with a 2:14.0 to go into 7th position. So that is qualifying done. Susan, what are your thoughts on that qualifying session?
Yeah, like as I predicted, Latari, amazing lap to put himself on pole. Great position for this this race. The start for the race is going to be very interesting because it's a very tight grid and they start 2 by 2, so it's going to be an all-out battle going into turn 1.
Absolutely, and then and of course with the manufacturers as well. We do know that the Citroen and the Ferrari, well, the Ferrari not being the best on the starts, but certainly quicker than the Audi and the McLaren. We are expecting the Porsche to be lightning fast off the line as well, where Sam Trusp qualifying in P5. So Sam Trusp, you should see him make a jump up the grid by the time we get into turn 1, but it's certainly going to be very, very interesting turn 1. But Robin, I don't know if you're there at the moment, but Robin, did you see that qualifying session?
Yeah, you know, I've driven the straps the entire week with my team, and just respect to all these guys showing the pace. I can't understand how these low times are in quality. It's extremely fast, and I think it's set up for an amazing race. However, that being said, as we know, Bathurst is extremely no mercy. No, you know, if you make a mistake here, it could possibly cost you the race. So hoping that everybody gets through turn 1. And obviously, as we know, as you mentioned, the different launches of the cars, which is also going to make the turn 1 extremely difficult. But let's hope that they all get through, and I'm looking forward to an amazing race. I've got my eyes on Lequera, I must be honest. That Oaks showed that the Sirocco can stand up to any car in this race tonight. So very interesting. I've most certainly got my eyes on him right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to be an interesting one. But let's just give you the confirmation of the qualifying results from round 6 of the Manufacturer Showdown at Mount Panorama. So on the front row, it is going to be SAGT Latari ahead of his teammate SAGT Nutcap with, like I say, a blistering time. 2 minutes 12.7 for SAGT Latari. Certainly a return to form for him. VSR Kennels up into P3 today with TNR Captain Slow. That is your lineup for row 2. Row 3 is going to be Sam Truce back in from his absence from round 5 in P5. It is MGR Lequera starting alongside him from 6th position. On row 4, we've got VSR Vish and TNR Mo Flavor starting from P7 and P8 respectively. On row 5 we've got VSR Wolfie and Sam Steele starting from P9 and P10. Row 6 is going to be VSR Giller from P11 and KD the Kai down into 12th position. On the final row we've got TNR Whipperman and TNR Ray Carter, who of course wasn't able to qualify for round 6, but do expect him to have a lightning launch at the start of this race as we are about to get things underway. So as Tusa mentioned, we are lining up 2 by 2 on this grid start full start check to start round 6 of the Manufacturers Showdown at Mount Panorama Bathurst in the Group 4 cars. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a lightning start from Nutcap ahead of Latari Racing. So Nutcap into the race lead, Truce up into P3, Kennels battling side by side with him, but it will be Sam Truce into P3, Captain Slow into P5 now. VSR Fish in P6 with MGR Lequera down into P7, fighting tooth and nail for that position. It could be 3 wide as we go up the mountain straight now, approaching turn number 2, and it looks like Lequera is going to steal the march on VSR Vish to move up into P5, and in fact TNR Captain Slow down 2 positions down into P7. K the Kai making a lightning start at the start of this race into P8 from his initial 12th position grid start. So great start from KD the Kai. VSR Wolfie P9, Mo Flavor P10 with Sam Steele P11, VSR Giller in P12, Ray Carter up 1 position to 13th, and TNR Whipperman at the back of the grid in 14th position. But at the moment it's looking like SAGT Nutcap having the perfect start to this round 6 race, Robin.
Yeah, I'm just happy that they all got through. I was hopeful that there was going to be no racing incidents because it's quite a common turn to get side by side and possibly have contact and go. So well done to that. But you know, just with Nutcap, I'm quite surprised with the Citroen. Quite an amazing launch there from the Citroen. I wasn't expecting that, Sean.
No, well, I mean, the Citroen very fast. Oh, as VSR Kennels sizes up an opportunity on Sam Truce. VSR Kennels is going to be given the outside line essentially for the chase. So they, you know, a little bit of door banging between the 2 drivers, but VSR Kennels successfully gets past Sam Truce to move up into P3. But of course, just looking at the tyres, so quite a lot of the drivers are starting on the hard. Oh, as MGR Lequera sinks one down the inside of Sam Truce to move up into P4. That was a crafty little move from Lequera as he jumps up a position. But what I was trying to say was some drivers on the racing hard tyres, some on the medium tyres. Lequera, though, making the jump on Sam Truce with the hard tyres. So Lequera absolutely flying right now, Tusum.
Yeah, he's put himself in a great position. He's currently the leading driver on the hards. So, I mean, I see that the driver behind Truce is also on the hards, but he's being put under pressure by Fish right now. I hope that these two, maybe they'll work together to maybe try to keep pace with the leaders up ahead, so that way the pit strategy will come to them later on in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how much the drivers can preserve them tyres. This is quite a long race, 22 laps here at Bathurst, so it's looking like, judging by the tyres that I can see, that it could be a one-stopper for many of the drivers, a switch between mediums and hards with probably a longer stint on the medium tyres. So, but they are line astern as we reach Skyline and down the S's into the dipper now. So Lequera heading this train of about 5 cars, in fact maybe even more, 6 cars down into P9 with VSR Wolfie, with Katie Lakai sandwiched between Captain Slow and VSR Wolfie. So they are going to be line astern now, and it's just going to be interesting to see who's pushing and who is saving fuel. Sam Truce is quite close to the back of Lequera in a 5th position, but Lequera with a gap of 2 seconds to VSR Kennels. Here comes Sam Truce now, who gets a great run on Lequera, and although Lequera is still going to have the inside line, backs out of it, and Sam Truce will re-inherit that 4th position over Lequera. So very close between all the drivers. Lequera could come fighting back as we go into the last turn of lap 2, but a slight bit of contact between the 2 drivers as he pushes Sam Truce wide, but they are going to be side by side as we come across the finish line to start lap 3, and it looks like MGR Lequera is going to fight over now. Slight bit of contact between the 2 drivers, but Lequera will take that P4. VSR Fish with that slipstream up Lequera's exhaust, getting the extra speed, and he will draw alongside Sam Truce, who Sam Truce will have the inside line for turn number 2, so Sam Truce should hold on to that 5th position, but it's certainly very tight between the 3 drivers, and it's a great move from VSR Fish as he swings around the outside. He's got the inside line to Lequera now, so surely he will inherit P4, which he does. Sam Truce is going to come fighting back as well as Lequera loses 2, maybe 3 positions from one corner as Captain Slow around the outside to move up into P6. VSR Wolfie tries to stick her nose on the outside as well, but Lequera will hold off Wolfie, but losing 3 positions to P7. As VSR Wolfie gets another nose up the inside, and Katie Lakai as well, and Mo Flavour going up the inside, and Lequera losing 6 positions in the matter of corners there, Robin.
Yeah, like I said, Bathurst, one mistake you're definitely going to be suffering, and losing 6 positions just based on the final turn, going with Truce side by side, I think was the start of that whole bit of kind of like, and that's the thing about Bathurst, is it's best to race together, in my opinion, and try and save fuel. Unfortunately, Lequera decided to try and do the overtake in a sector where I felt wasn't necessary. So that's cost him quite a bit, and that's quite unfortunate for him.
Yeah, absolutely. As I mean, it is so close amongst the whole grid here. I mean, we are talking maybe 3-4 tenths separating each car as Lequera trying to fight back from that 10th position, trying to close in on Mo Flavour, and he's going to send one down the inside actually, although pulled out of it. Maybe just a slight bit of mind games from MGR Lequera to Mo Flavour, who would have been firmly looking in his mirrors, but Lequera, he's might have to be a little bit more conservative. Do you know what? I don't know if that word even exists in SMA, Tusm.
You might be right about that, but I got to comment on something. Latari, he's dropped back into 3rd, and he has rear bumper damage. I didn't quite get to see what happened to him, but he was previously within the slipstream of Nutcap, so I wonder if he's had some sort of issue where he just lost a few seconds of time.
Yeah, which is definitely going to hurt him with that rear aero damage, because when it comes down to the straight, he could be losing about 10 k's an hour. So, desperately unlucky for the SAGT driver, but VSR Kennels certainly the man to inherit that second position and to take full advantage there.
Truth just spun going down a mountain. He's dropped to he's dropped to P13, and something happened to Kai too. I don't know if they both had an incident, but both of them, they both spun in close to the same section of track.
So have a look on the replay. We have got that saved. So there was KD the Kai then, who was swarming over the rear bumper of Captain Slow, but then caught the curb, and that spun him around. And well, actually, Truce wasn't involved in that incident there, but unfortunately got two wheels on the grass, and that spun him around. And Katie the Kai cannot catch a break. Let's have a look to see what happened to Sam Truce. So Sam Truce, who was in 5th position, approaching Skyline and down into the S's. So is this where he made his mistake? Yes, it was. And a very strange incident there for Sam Truce there, who may have caught a wheel or two on the grass as you come down the S's, and maybe that's how that unlucky thing happened to Sam Truce there. But I'm going to quickly get another replay on that, because didn't quite get the right angle. So let's have a look on the chase cam just to see exactly what happened. But it's a little bit of a strange moment for Sam Truce, who was riding high in 5th. No, it wasn't. Do you know what? I think what it was so it's very important to almost straight line it down the S's when you apply the brakes, because the rear does snap out, and certainly in that Porsche it seems like that's what happened to Sam Truce, Robin.
Yeah, so you know, I've been driving the Porsche for the whole week. I do feel it's one of the cars that seems to step out on the rear quite easily, and unfortunately it looks like that was the case with Truce. Nice to have him back on track, but was expecting for him to at least be up there with some of the top guys. But what I am seeing is that with all this, Nutcap obviously seems to be in a good position right now. I think the only disadvantage for the Citroen is, as we all know, it has quite a bit of a fuel disadvantage. I'd like to have a look and see the fuel situation on these cars at the moment with regards to the top 3, Sean.
Yeah, well, we'll have a look on that in a second. I was just to see down the Conrod Straight whether or not there was going to be any movers and shakers. Something I have noticed with VSR Gilla down in P12 at the moment, he is actually on the medium tyres, and the drivers in front all running the hard tyres. So Gilla at a disadvantage here, really, where he should be making moves on the superior tyre, but at the moment down into P12, but no moves transpiring at that point there. So let's flick up to the top 3 drivers. So yeah, obviously with Latari, he's carrying that damage on the rear. So at the moment his tyres you know, looking in pretty good shape, just under 3/4 of a tank. Kennels with a little bit less fuel than Latari Racing, currently 5/10 of a second up on Latari Racing. Now Nutcap, his fuel situation is actually a little bit less than the Lamborghini driver of VSR Kennels, so he's got between half a tank and 3/4 of a tank, but as you would come to expect with the Citroen, good tyre preservation, with the tyres looking in great shape after 5 laps of Bathurst, I think, Tosin.
Yeah, absolutely right. I did just want to comment, Truce has pulled into the pits. He has put on a fresh set of mediums. He's got that damage repaired. He's got a full tank of gas. I'm curious to see if he's going to go the rest of this race, or if he's going to convert this to a 2-stopper. Not sure how long those tires will last around here, but yeah, I'll keep a close eye on them to see how the strategy plays out.
Yeah, and how does it tie in with KD the Kai as well? Currently P13. He's got front aero damage, of course, from that spin at Skyline. So
oh no, Ray Carter has spun P12. I just missed it, but yeah, he was just correcting his car going down the approaching the S's.
Okay, let's have a look at the replay. So riding on board with Ray Carter then. Oh, he's done the same mistake as Kai. And once you sink them tyres on a greasy surface like the grass there, then it's only going to end in one direction. Lucky for Ray Carter, when he spun though, didn't clatter into a wall and lives to fight another day. So no damage on the car of Ray Carter, but certainly damage limitations for the TNR driver, Robin.
Yeah, look, I think if he tries to at least stay in slip, it may help. But it's most certainly, look, the damage in this race is a big thing, and most certainly affects the lap times down the straights. But, you know, knowing Latari he's going to manage that quite well, and I think the damage that he's got, he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he is doing really well. It's quite surprising, but of course, with a very technical circuit like Bathurst, you know, here comes a move from VSR Giller on TNR Whipperman, but Whipperman is going to hang it around the outside, and he's going to hold on to that 10th position. So great defence from TNR Whipperman. As VSR Giller attempts the old switcheroo, it's not going to quite work as we go through the cutting, but yeah, TNR Whipperman with an excellent defence over VSR Giller. Giller, who initially went deep into the corner, but Whipperman was brave and you know, rewarded by that bravery. So TNR Whipperman holding on to that 10th position. So quickly have a look on the replay though, because that was certainly very, very interesting between the two drivers. So here was VSR Giller, who swung to the inside. It looked like as if he made the move stick, but then there was TNR Whipperman hanging it around the outside, and no answer for VSR Giller, who did try to attempt the old switcheroo on the inside, but Whipperman, who you know, I mean, had every right to defend there, wasn't really enough room for VSR Giller to successfully make the move stick there. So they are how they are for the time being. So very, very tight in the midfield section, and actually we got two side by side between Captain Slow and Mo Flavor, but Mo Flavor backs out of it. So TNR Captain Slow will hold on to that 6th position, but here comes MGR Laquera in 8th position, who got very, very close to the back of Mo Flavor. Mo Flavor looks like he's diving into the pits from P7 to come off of them hard tyres.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. We got some action from P2. Latari just overtook Kennels going into turn 1 to take over that 2nd position.
Okay, let's have a look at the replay. Thank you, Tusum. So, yeah, he got a great run out of Murray's corner on lap 7, and he had the inside line. VSR Kennels afforded him the space, and there was a successful move from SAGT Latari, sorry, to move up into 2nd position. So, textbook overtake there from SAGT Latari to move back up into P2, and it's quite amazing, really, in terms of you know, Latari in fact, he's back down into P3, so I'm not sure if I can catch the replay. I just realised that. But yeah, Latari Racing has got that rear aero damage, so he is losing speed in the acceleration zones. Let's see if I can catch that or not. Yeah, they were side by side, so VSR Kennels came right back at SAGT Latari, and Latari had no answer to it as VSR Kennels took up the inside line to retake that 2nd position, Robin.
Yeah, look, I think Latari is playing the long game here, knowing he may possibly even be saving fuel as well and trying the undercut in the pit lane, as he would obviously know that with the damage and staying in slip would be advantageous if he's able to save fuel to help with the damage when coming into the pit lane. But you know, I think he's going to lose about 5 seconds for repairs as well. So yeah, difficult situation that he's in, but as you can see, I think Latari is just trying to keep in slip and make sure that he gets the best out of the damaged car at this moment in time.
Well, one thing for certain is that with SAGT Nutcap leading the race at the moment. Now, he is the championship leader by 11 points over VSR Vish and VSR Wolfie. Now, Latari knows, but now that he's in 5th position in the championship, he knows that he really needs to pull out all the stops and not allow SAGT Nutcap to win this race if he has got a chance in catching up with his teammate for the championship. So if things remain how they are, it's looking highly unlikely that the drivers behind in the championship order will catch up with SAGT Nutcap with 3 races to go. So Latari Racing just clattering the wall on the outside, really struggling with that aero. So he's starting to sink back from VSR Kendalls as he goes a little bit squibbly as Captain Slow looks like he's just been released out of the pit lane to retake the track in 8th position on fresh medium tyres. So I think a lot of the drivers now deciding to come off of them hard tyres. I'm just going to quickly scroll down the grid now. So we've got VSR Wolfie in P5 on the medium tyres, Laquera on the hard tyres in P6. Now we do know with the front wheel drive cars, particularly of that Volkswagen Scirocco, not very good in preserving them tyres, so probably likely to run longer on the hard tyres unless he's deciding to go for the more aggressive strat and doing 2 stints on the soft tyres. It does remain to be seen what kind of strategy that Laquera could be doing in this race. VSR Gillard P7 1.7 seconds behind, with TNR Captain Slow 26 seconds behind, with a certain TNR Mo Flavor just behind him in P9. Both of them, I think, coming off of the hard tyres onto the medium tyres to run for the rest of the race. So they'll be working in tandem to try and rise up the positions throughout this race. Sam still P10 just trying to hold off TNR Whipperman, who are both also on fresh medium tyres. So it looks like they've got a similar strategy to run for the whole race. We've got TNR Ray Carter in P12, 4.9 seconds behind, and Sam Truce at the back of the grid in P13. I think we have lost the driver though, and is that KD the Kai?
It was Kai, yeah.
Okay, so we're not sure what happened to KD the Kai, but that has definitely put a dent in his championship, because he will have to take this as a dropped round. So I hope that we get to speak to KD the Kai in the chat, but yeah, unfortunate there for KD the Kai. Whilst I've got a little bit of a break to welcome in everyone in chat, because I've not had that opportunity to, so welcome everyone. Hope you're all having a fantastic Monday. I've seen a few names in here that I didn't expect to see. So if you're still there, GT Slow-Mo, the absolute legend of NRL, a commentator that I've worked with many a time, and also in SMA as well during 2026. Good evening to you, Slow-Mo. Hopefully you're doing well. But a big welcome to Mammy Khan, to Wiki, to Kaelin Pace, to Kendall, to Alfred, to Paddy Potato, CJ. We got Franklin Williams. We've got MK5 Jensen, CJ, Cookie Dough, Dion. Absolutely love the support that we've got in this stream today. Hopefully you're having a great evening.
Oh, Gilla's into the wall from P7.
Okay, and Gilla making a mistake, and I think I may have just caught the replay there. So let's quickly have a look and see exactly how that transpired. Is it Skyline again? Because it's caught out quite a few drivers. So oh no, it's the S's, and he got all types of out of shape as he went down the steep slope, getting onto the brakes, and again a victim of the downhill slope there, Robin.
So yeah, in some inside information, Gila apparently hates this track and has been struggling the entire week with those S's, and has bundled quite a few times this week. So I was hoping that he would have sorted it out by now. But I kind of like, I kind of like did expect Brannis to slip up on those S's, seeing that he's most certainly not liking this track at all, Sean.
Yeah, it's a track that I like to call Marmite. If anyone knows the product Marmite, it's a type of flavouring or sauce that you put on your toast. You either love it or you hate it, and I certainly think that Bathurst is one of them circuits. I particularly love this circuit. I love the challenge. I love what this circuit can what kind of racing this circuit can bring to the drivers, but some people just do not get on with it, and they do call it the Aussie hell, and that is quite the reputation there. So yeah, Giller unfortunately not liking it, but he was running really well in P7, still is in P7, but of course now has got that front aero damage and will be sinking like a ship. He is on the medium tyres, so ideally I think he wanted to run the medium tyres for probably about 16 to 17 laps, so that is going to hinder his progress. It's going to be interesting how long he stays with the car with the damage, or whether or not maybe he repairs the damage and goes onto the hard tyres. It is going to be interesting, but certainly a drive from the gods at the moment is SAGT Nutcap, who has developed a 6.4 second lead over VSR Kennels. His medium tyres are, starting to look a little bit worn, but we are on the end of lap 11, so this is something you would expect. He's got just under a quarter of a tank with VSR Kennels with a little bit more fuel, and he's still got Latari Racing just behind him in third position. When you look at the tyre wear between the cars, actually Latari really preserving them tyres, and really good pace from Latari, which maybe we could come to expect of the SAGT driver, being that he did start on pole position. He was it was like 4 tenths quicker than the rest of the drivers, so the damage not really affecting the SAGT driver, Tusm.
Yeah, he's been doing really well to stick to the back of Kennels, but this has allowed Nutcap, as you mentioned, to pull out what's now almost a 7-second lead. So, after his pit, he's going to have to repair that damage, and I believe for aero damage, it's going to be 3 seconds. So he's going to lose 3 seconds in the pit, so he's going to have to claw his way back up to catch Kennels and hopefully eventually Nutcap as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And just welcoming anyone that I didn't say earlier. MGR Raz, we got Blexham in here, we got By Julius in here, we've got Rusty in here, DC Gaming, DC Warcat, Sammy in here. Welcome everyone. Hopefully you're having a great evening. If you haven't already done so, guys, please do hit that like button, and also we will have an announcement after the race as well in terms of the viewer spot prizes, but for those that are not aware, we are very close to hitting that 500 subscriber mark. So anyone that's new to the channel, if you're enjoying the racing, if you're enjoying the commentary, if you're enjoying the vibes in this community, please do hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you do want to get involved in future championships, including season 3 that will be starting in the autumn, then please do subscribe to the channel and look out for details on how to join our racing leagues. But at the moment, we've got VSR Vish in a P4, 4.8 seconds. In fact, it's 4.8 seconds behind Latari and 4.8 seconds behind VSR Wolfie. Now, something that you will see, guys, is the changing of the sky. I mean, we've got that beautiful pink sky. They call it Shepherd's Delight, don't they, when it's a pink sky at night? So certainly a different dynamic added into this race. So we're going from day to night, which is going to change the track temperatures, and of course visibility is going to be so difficult for the drivers. Robin.
Yeah, look, I really think that these guys are aliens that they are. I don't think they're going to have any problems like Ken Dog there in the chat. Really going off at the race director for creating these night races, but a challenge to all of us, and Ken Dog, I'm sure, will continue racing in SMA even though we have night races. But just coming to the chat, yeah, just thanks to everybody that's in there. Really appreciate all the support from all you guys. And let's try and hit that 500 subscribe button. And well done to all the guys that did well in their races this evening in all the tiers in SMA.
Yeah, well, you know, yes, I did create these races, and this was done on purpose. I think bringing challenges to make drivers race at night, it really opens up the strategies. You know, it really throws different dynamics to a race. You know, it could be deemed as like Bathurst would be boring without some subtle changes to the track. So certainly with the night, it brings the lower temperatures on. Oh, it looks like TNR Whipperman struggling with Sam Steele around the outside. You don't often see passes around the outside at McPhillamy Park, but Sam Steele made it work and passed TNR Whipperman into P9. Let's quickly have a look at see exactly what happened there. But Whipperman was going very, very slow through the mountain section. So I mean, no problems with fuel, but Whipperman just went very, very deep through the cutting. Very, very brave from Sam Steele to make the move around the outside, because braver than me. Definitely braver than me, because TNR Whipperman could have taken his normal line, but it was good respect between the two drivers. And
Flaw, just to cut you off really quick, if you could save a replay if you can, VSR Kennels, he went a bit deep going into the final corner, and that allowed Latari to take back that P2.
Okay, well, I just see him flash his lights there, so I wonder if there was a little bit of contact between the two drivers. So, as we... Oh, was there a nudge from Latari on VSR Kennels as we exited lap 13? Exited the last turn on lap 13. Sorry, let's quickly have a look from Latari's perspective again. I think there may have been a slight nudge. Now, we just caught the final embers, the final embers of that maneuver. So unfortunately didn't quite catch it. So I don't want to say whether or not it was a nudge or not, but it seemed like that was the case with the fact that VSR Kennels was flashing his lights there. So Latari Racing has taken that second position away from VSR Kennels, and it is a straight up fight for that second position. Now, VSR Kennels with pretty burnt out medium tyres. We're on lap 14 of 22, but as we mentioned quite a few times now, that Latari Racing really dealing with the heavy damage to the rear of the car. It's just amazing how he's carrying it on. But to your point, though, Tusm, was obviously the gap between P2 and 3 to SAGT Nutcap is widening on a lap-to-lap basis, and Nutcap is certainly very comfortable at this stage. 8.1 seconds is the lead. Now, I don't want to jinx him or anything, but if he can maintain that rhythm, then surely he will grab... Oh, Latari Racing's gone wide! Latari Racing has gone wide onto the grass. There's VSR Kennels that slingshots his way past him, and Latari Racing comes into the pits from that third position. But I'm pretty sure that Latari didn't mean to do what he did there. So just quickly have a look on the replay of Latari Racing on the cockpit view. So as we came out of the chase, he went a little bit wide and lost that rotation of the car as he swung from left to the right, and luckily didn't pick up damage. Luckily he didn't spin out and went into the pit lane as a result to come off of them medium tyres. So he will repair the damage of the car, which he will spend more time in the pit lane, roughly about 5 seconds, and he will then put in the extra fuel as well to run the hard tyres for the rest of the race. But yeah, Nutcap also coming in from the race lead and getting released out on circuit into P4 on fresh medium tyres. So the gap between Latari Racing and Nutcap is 9.1 seconds for the provisional race leader. But VSR Wahluu holding out on the medium tyres with not too much fuel left in the tank, with VSR Fish also on fumes right now. 2 seconds adrift of VSR Kennels in a similar predicament for him, but Kennels with a great opportunity to get his second position of the season, and maybe even fight it out for the race lead, but we will see. But they are, well, the gap is actually coming down to about 1.5 seconds between the top two. VSR Wahluu P3 8 seconds adrift, 12 seconds or 13 seconds in front of SAGT Nutcat, but it looks like most, if not all of the drivers now, all of the drivers beneath the top three have made their pit stop. So it's now about how consistent they can be in the final 7 laps of this race, I think, Robin.
Yeah, so, just looking at Nutcap and his consistency with the Citroen is very impressive. However, going to be interesting to see what that one additional lap on the mediums for Fizz and Kennels, and how much time that would take off from the 8-second lead that Nutcap had going into the pit lane. Also, with the fuel that the Citroen struggles with, it's going to be interesting to see when these boys come out of the pit lane as they go in now, to see where Nutcap would be.
Okay, now something I did just notice. So MGR Lequera down into P10. So I did see from your comment there, Rusty. So didn't actually keep an eye on Lequera, but my suspicions of him running the hard tyres longer and then going for the aggressive strat of 2 stints on the softs, looks like that is what he's doing now. Is this going to work out for Lequera? Because it does mean that he does need to get a move on. He needs to get the jump on many of the drivers in front of him. So I'm not 100% sure when Lequera, well, actually I say I'm not 100%, probably in the last lap or so he got on to the soft tyres, so maybe he ran a longer stint on the hard tyres, maybe 14 or 15 laps on the hard tyres, and then plans to run the rest of the race on the soft tyres. It does mean there is that heavy reliance on trying to make the most of them soft tyres in the early part of the stint. It means that he really needs to make the jump on the likes of TNR Whipperman and Sam Steele, who are just about 2 to 3 seconds up the road from him, with VSR Wahluu in P7. If he has got any chance of making up good positions and then try to defend from the drivers behind them when his tyres start to fall off a cliff, and with them having much fresher tyres. But what are your thoughts, Tusm?
Yeah, I think one of the things that separate good drivers from great drivers is how fast they can go while also balancing tire life. That's something that I know a lot of players struggle with, and the fastest drivers, they seem to be able to extract the most lap time without utilizing or without destroying their tires that much.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Lequera can do. They're saying that in chat that 8 laps on the softs is very doable in this car, so we'll see how he can get on, because I did see he just served a 1 second penalty down the back straight, so that's gonna
side by side.
Carter's going down the inside.
Oh, slight contact. Oh, it was close. Very, very close. Barely an inch separating between them. Here is Ray Carter with a nose on the inside. Lequera must be aware of this fact. Oh, I don't know if he was, because he tried to turn across, and there was Ray Carter. Lequera flashing the lights. Ray Carter backing off. So Lequera does retake that 10th position. But what that has done to Lequera's tyres is really scrubbed the front tyres, which is not going to help his cause. Let's quickly have a look at the side-by-side. It was very difficult to see in the dark there what exactly was going on, but Ray Carter, who you know, I think, Robin, we spoke about this. You can't really go too wide in the final corner. Lequera had the racing line, but Ray Carter had the inside line. There was slight bit of contact, but you can't really go too wide into the corner. So not really sure who was at fault there. But of course, Lequera had the car in front of Ray Carter, so I suspect that it really was Lequera's corner to take, Robin.
Well, you know, once again, the race is not won in that corner, basically, and you've got the long straight to make the challenge for the position. So between both drivers, from my opinion, is that, you know, get through the turn safely and challenge along the straight, which would be the proper kind of like way to do it. But unfortunately, and it loses time. You know, you keep losing time by battling in these type sectors where two long side is just losing time and a good possibility of contact. So
sorry, Robin,
you know,
just to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah,
Vish is just making the move on teammate Kennels as they go side by side at the chase. We have got Latari just behind in P4 as well. So looking to size up an opportunity if a gap unfolds for him. But it's certainly a very, very tight fight between the three drivers fighting for them podium positions. Oh, Vish has gone wide. Vish has gone wide. VSR Kennels is going to slingshot his way down the inside. Surely he's going to retake that second position away from Vish. But here is Latari racing as well, all over the rear bumper of VSR Vish now as we go down the mountain straight. VSR Kennels is going to pull to the left, then down to the middle, and Latari's getting pulled alongside, but with nowhere to go with Kennels' car just in front. So the VSR team playing it smart, holding on to the second and third position respectively. But oh, Kennels goes a little bit deep, and Latari, could he perform the old switcheroo? He's going to have to do it around the outside, which I don't think is going to work. But Vish is going to take that P2 away from Kennels in the P3, and Latari, no opportunity for him, but he will bide his time as we go up the mountain straight, and maybe he could take an opportunity when we get to the bottom of the mountain and onto the Conrod Straight, Tosum.
Yeah, that defense by the VSR guys, it almost looked like it was planned because they executed that perfectly, not leaving Latari a single inch to be able to get around either one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so tight, and it's certainly not a place that I would want to go wheel to wheel on. But yeah, I mean, somehow you know, these alien drivers making it work, but Latari Racing, well, you know, we know he's got the pace, but yeah, it could be just a case of just biding his time and looking for the right opportunity to take. Although he will have a good run on VSR Kennels as we come down the Conrod Straight now. He has got the overspeed. That Ferrari certainly very fast in the straight line, and he pulls to the outside of VSR Kennels, and he should be able to take that position away from VSR Kennels as we go into the chase. There's a slight bit of contact between the two drivers, and not much space afforded between the two drivers. VSR Kennels is going to hold that inside line over Latari Racing, and he is going to hold on to that third position. Oh, it goes a little bit squirrely. Latari trying to hold it around the outside, who got two wheels on the grass. They're still side by side as we come across the line to start lap number 19. VSR Kennels, is he going to hold the inside? I just about does, but again, they are going to be toe-to-toe, and Latari Racing is going to fall back into that slipstream behind VSR Kennels. VSR Kennels is going to defend aggressively and take up that inside line. Latari Racing is going to have to do it the hard way around the outside again. Is there going to be respect given by both of the drivers? It does look like the case, and VSR Kennels does hold on to that third position, but it's certainly tight, Robin.
Yeah, I know these two have been going at it for the entire race, and it's nice to see that respect is shown. A bit of side contact here and there, but I think because of the difficulty of the overtaking in quite a few of these sectors, one would think with the GR4s you are going to have just a bit of paint scraping, but it's nice to see that they are still having and showing the respect. However, with that, first seems to be kind of like maybe getting away from these two if they continue to battle in the final lap, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking at the replay there just to see how fantastic the battling between the VSR driver and the SAGT driver was. I mean, it was scintillating stuff. They were side by side for about 4 or 5 corners, but VSR Kennels did hold on to that 3rd position. But going back to the track now, it looks like SAGT Latari has got a good run on VSR Kennels as we go down the Conrod Straight for the 19th time of asking. He is going to pull to the side. He has got the overspeed. The Ferrari certainly faster in a straight line. Is it deja vu all over again as VSR Kennels goes into the braking zone for the chase, where it looks like Latari Racing is going to hold on to that 3rd position for the time being, but they are certainly toe to toe with each other as VSR Kennels tries to psych out the SAGT driver of swinging to the inside but backing out at the last minute. But yeah, certainly very, very tight and something we're going to have to keep an eye on. But yeah, Tusum, is there any of the battles in the rest of the grid forming anything that we should be paying our attentions to?
Well, right now, P5 and P6, Mo Flavor and TNR Captain Slow, they're pretty close to one another. TNR Captain Slow just less than a half a second behind Mo Flavor going down the front straight. Other than that, everybody else is fairly spread apart. P7 and P8 VSR Wolfie and Sam Steele are within a second of each other. That's probably the next closest battle after P6 and P7.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just cycling through the grid. Oh, Latari's already made the move on VSR Kennels, so maybe I should have stayed on board with him now. Let's have a look and see how that move transpired. So it was already done before we got into turn 2. So yeah, it may have been that Latari Racing had the overspeed and got a great run out of Hell's Corner. But yeah, roles are reversed between the SAGT driver and the VSR driver of P3 and P4. But yeah, Vish has a 2.2 second lead over Latari Racing, but with Nutcap leading the race by 10.8 seconds. It's been a near faultless display of driving from the reigning champion of SMA and looking in good stead to make it back-to-back championships for the SAGT driver with 3 rounds to play. So yeah, 11.1 seconds is the gap between P1 and P2. Latari Racing is now starting to stretch away from VSR Kennels to about 8.5 tenths of a second. So VSR Kennels trying to stay in that slipstream, but it's looking like Latari Racing is starting to hold on to that podium position and maybe try to force a comeback on VSR Vish, who's currently in 2nd position, 2.5 seconds up the road from him. Mo Flavor is getting closed down by his teammate TNR Captain Slow to about 8.5 tenths of a second, but currently holding a brilliant P5 for him. VSR Wolfie is trying to hold off Sam Steele. The gap has come down to beneath a second, so Sam Steele looking in good shape, although didn't get the best run out of turn 1 and does actually sink outside of that slipstream. But Lequera is a man on a mission right now. He is on the soft tyres. Now Sam Steele's on the medium tyres, but Lequera's tyres not looking the best, but he has got sufficient grip on them front tyres where he should be still quicker at this point. The gap is 1 second between Sam Steele and Lequera, with TNR Whipperman in no man's land in a solid 10th position. Ray Carter up into P11 with Sam Truce in 12th, and VSR Giller at the back of the grid on the racing soft tyres. So I do wonder whether or not he had a moment, but he is well, he's 2 minute 52 behind Sam Truce there in P13. So I do suspect he had a moment somewhere in the race. And the prediction, Robin, where you said that Giller not liking this track, really showing its true form now.
Yeah, no, you know, I think we all as sim racers has this one track that we all kind of like just don't like. But you know, like I said, this track is challenging, and with the aliens in this lobby, and the times that they're setting at the moment, any mistake is you're going to suffer, and the same with Gr.4 as well. He had pace the entire week, and that's why I was kind of like rooting for him. But you know, just that slight mistake in the beginning of the race where he's lost 6 positions has set him back, and so very, very demanding and a track that has no mercy. So, but you know, just watching Latari, Kennels, and Nutcap, which is, I mean, for Latari to be in the position with damage, even though it was just a rear downforce, it's still a hell of a good recovery with the damage that he had as well. So well done to the top 3 drivers at the moment.
Yeah, very, very good driving. We could see some last second action between the top 3 drivers, but the gap between VSR Vish and SAGT Latari is currently about 2 seconds now. Latari's got a little bit less fuel, but it looks like he's pretty much revving out the car to its maximum. But you know, this is Vish's position to lose, really. He's got a reasonably comfortable lead in P2, but VSR Kennels looks like he's out of the running to get a podium position unless something catastrophic happens to the 2 or even 3 drivers in front of him. But yeah, 1.3 seconds is the gap. Mo Flavor 1.4 seconds ahead of Captain Slow now, who is starting to get caught by VSR Wolfie in P7. Sam Steele 1.3 seconds behind in P8. Gr.4 still 1.1 seconds behind in P9 from Sam Steele, as the lights do rise up and we go back into the daytime with TNR Ray Carter in P11. So we're going to quickly see if anything else is going to transpire, but it doesn't look the case here. So it is how it is right now, unless something catastrophic happens. Sam Steele actually starting to close in on VSR Wolfie, currently 0.6 of a second behind, but Gr.4 again not looking like he's going to close in time. Sam still trying to find an opportunity, but SAGT Nutcap comes around the final corner to win his second race of the season of round 6 at Bathurst in the Manufacturer Showdown. Congratulations to SAGT Nutcap, with VSR Fish coming around the final corner now. It is going to be a back-to-back race win and P2 for him now, with a SAGT Latari Racing rounding off our podium positions in P3. VSR Kennels in P4 with TNR Mo Flavor. Brilliant P5 for him. Captain Slow P6. VSR Wolfie P7. He did hold off Sam Steele in the end, with Sam Steele in 8th and Gr.4 in P9. Whipperman is getting caught by Ray Carter. What has happened to Whipperman? Well, he's looking like he's going to hold on to P10, but Ray Carter finishes in P11. Sam Trusom in P12 and VSR Giller at the back of the grid in P13. But that was a great race, and what is the business end of this season? Tusum, what are your thoughts on today's race?
Well, Nutcap, he put together an absolutely amazing drive today. He was untouchable after turn 1. Absolutely great drive from him. Vish did really well to finish P2 after qualifying P7, and Latari finished in 3rd after carrying that rear aero damage for almost his entire first stint. So really, really well done to our podium finishers.
And Robin, what are your thoughts as well?
You know, I was just looking at Nutcap's laps on the hards, and consistently on the 15s on the hards, which is something amazing to see. I also watched him last night. I think it was a race in the SAGT Esports against really world-ranking drivers, and also did well. This young man is really high standards for sim racing South Africa, and it's just great to see that he's improving race by race.
Yeah, absolutely. And what this race victory has done is he has now extended his lead at the top of the championship. I will need to see what the gap is, but certainly an extended 5 points from Virzar Vish. I think it'll be 16 points at the top. So Nutcap in a prime position to take his second SMA championship back to back. I'm not going to be able to read out the race results because the host has closed the lobby, so I can read you the top 8 drivers with Virzar Fish finishing in second position. 2 back-to-back podiums for him with SAGT Latari. Good to see him back in the at the heady heights in the top 3 with VSR Kennels with another great race for him, which will do his championship hopes no harm at all. We've got TNR Mo Flavor, who has been consistently up there, top 5, gets another top 5 for him with TNR Captain Slow in 6th position. VSR Wolfie comes home in P7 and Sam Still in P8. But I don't know what the other positioning was after that. I think Whipperman might have been top 10. I think Lequera was P9 as well. But yeah, what a fantastic race that we've just witnessed today, and certainly is going to cause drama in the championship order. So absolutely fantastic stuff. And we are now going to go for a short break. So whilst we are gone, we have some awesome sponsor videos from the likes of Simulator Cave, Slayer, Jetor, and Clutch Culture, created by the awesome Anton Stander. And then when we come back, we have an announcement to say regarding our viewer spot prizes, and finally the reaction from our podium drivers. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, HostNet Mistream, Right Recruitment, DC Designs, Slayer Energy, Waggy & Sons, Jetor, Sparko Gaming, Bearded Skull, and BuildMat. Our official sponsors of SMA Season 2, Manufacturers Showdown 2026.
Looking to take your sim racing to the next level? Welcome to Simulator Cave, your ultimate destination for high-performance sim racing gear. We stock industry-leading brands like Moza Racing, Simnet, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. Everything you need to build your perfect racing setup. From direct drive wheelbases and precision-engineered pedals to immersive cockpits and accessories, Simulator Cave delivers performance, quality, and realism. Whether you're a competitive racer or just starting your journey, we've got the gear to put you in pole position. Fast delivery, trusted brands, unmatched experience. Visit simulatorcave.com today and start racing like a pro.
No limits, no rules, no off switch. This is pure energy. Not made for the calm, not made for the safe, made for the ones who push harder, run faster, and don't stop when it hurts. You want energy? Take it. Slayer. some drive, some ride. We live it. More than a hobby, a culture. Built by enthusiasts, for enthusiasts. Clutch culture.
Okay, we are back, and just a quick announcement to make. So there is no viewer spot prize this week. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the required likes on last week's broadcast, but instead we are now turning our attention to trying to achieve 500 subscribers. Now, we have many prizes still to be given out from our sponsors, and if we do hit that 500 subscriber amount by our last broadcast of the season on July the 6th, we will be running a random draw for you to win a bonus prize. But in order for the draw to materialize, we desperately need your help. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Please share the YouTube channel to friends and family. For those in the Discord, spread the word. And even on our WhatsApp chat groups, share the links. Get us to 500 subscribers by the end of the season. We are so close to that. I do believe last time I looked, it was 25 away. So we are very close. We would so appreciate the extra push from all of you wonderful ladies and gentlemen, and would love to reward you for your efforts. We appreciate each and every one of you. But thank you to everyone that provides us the love on a weekly basis. We'll be lost without you for sure. Okay, so on that note, though, we do have three very excitable drivers awaiting in the wings, and it was another phenomenal race that we saw, a very crucial round for the drivers, with just three opportunities to score points after tonight. So a very important result, I think, for the likes of SAGT Latari, that claimed a brilliant third position. Latari, how are you feeling after that performance? I mean, you had to really work for it.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. I made a lot of work for myself by spinning on my own. Skill issues happen sometimes as well. But luckily, Kendall had a lovely pace and I could keep touch with him. So I had to make the best of what the situation gave me. And luckily, I could keep up with him. And I didn't lose too much time. Unfortunately, at the end, 1 against 2 guys, and there was no way to get past closer to first. Otherwise, the fight was on for P2. But shout out to everyone tonight. Well done. It was Kennels, you're absolute legend. It was a fun race, side-by-side action through the last part of the lap. It's unforgettable. Thank you. It was a really fun one. And I'm glad I'm back on the podium to talking to you guys. It's always fun.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to watch. Yeah, certainly. I showed the replay once or twice between the battle between you and VSR Kennels. I mean, you was literally side by side for about 4 or 5 corners there. It was absolutely crazy. But obviously something we did notice at the start of the race, that you had a bit of a moment, right? I think we missed it in the broadcast, but something we did notice is that you had rear aero damage. So tell us about what happened there.
I was starting to lose a bit of touch to Nightcap going up the mountain because I was fuel saving as well. I was trying to stretch my first stint up to 17 laps and do only 5 laps on the hards. And on the way down, I started pushing a bit too hard to over eager, especially on the exit, because that's where I made up most of my time on every single lap on him. So it's one over eager, moment and the back end stepped out and I spun into the wall. Unfortunately, I got damage. And that's when Kennels caught up. Luckily, I didn't lose too much time then on the following straight because Kennels pulled me along. Really fortunate for him.
Yeah, well, this is something that we noticed was obviously as soon as you got that damage, we thought, okay, this is where the tyre was going to really suffer. But actually, it's not ideal for you. But it seemed like as if it didn't affect you too much. It was like as if you was grateful that Kennels' car was there to pull you along down the straights where you would have been losing that top end speed. Tell us how difficult it was to sort of keep up with Kennels and try to give you that chance to get that podium today.
What I saw in the race, he struggled a bit on the downhill, on the chicanes, and I could make up time there every single time. So I was very strong over the mountain today, but that helped me. The less error or the damage didn't impact the car itself over the mountain, so I could keep up and be a bit faster just to keep myself intact. But he did help me. He did help me up over the mountain as well. And when I tried to overtake him, he just drove past me again. So I really tried, but the car didn't want to go today.
Well, nevertheless, it was a brilliant performance. It was a very determined drive from you. You never gave up. We know that you had the pace because you got the pole position today, and you was quite a bit quicker than everyone else. But a lot of drivers, once they pick up that damage, they would throw in the towel and just give up. But you stuck to your guns. You fought every lap of the race, and I think you fully deserved that third position you got today, Latari. So congratulations to you. Thank you, sir. No problem. And Tusm, have you got any questions for our third place finisher today?
I'll try to come up with something. You kind of covered all the bases there, Flawed. But Latari, amazing drive. I think that might have been your most hard-fought podium after getting that damage on. I think it was lap 2 or 3, and then having to stick with Kennels for that entire first stint, and then battling not one but two of the VSR drivers towards the end of that race. I do want to talk about your qualifying though. Your qualifying lap was incredible. Was that were you anticipating setting was it 212.7? I believe it was.
I did it 12.8 earlier today. To break in, I was running 13 twos, 13 threes, 13 flats during the whole week. And this morning I broke into the 12s, and I was quite happy. When I did my first sector and I saw it was a 0.1, I thought, okay, no, it's a decent start. And when I came down the mountain, I had a big moment going into the dipper, if I remember correctly. I was sliding a lot. But I had a nice exit onto the back straight. So I didn't know the 12 was on. I was just pushing, and hopefully I can get close to a 13 as possible after that mistake. And when I got a 12.7, I was over the moon. I was really very elated. I know there's a couple of tenths more still in the lap, but it's the guy that puts the lap down at the end of the day that gets pulled. So I'm fortunate that Scott had much more pace than me today. So hats off to him. He really did an awesome job today. I knew I had a job when he did a 12.5 in the practice just before it started. So I didn't expect to be on pole today. It was a nice one.
Well, I got to say that was an amazing lap time and a great race today. We thoroughly enjoyed all of your battles throughout the race today. You put on a heck of a show. Looking forward to see what you can do at Fuji next week.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I really enjoyed this one. Off to the next one then, eh?
Exactly. And Robin, have you got any final thoughts?
Yeah. I think Tusm's got a valid point. Tusm, I think we should get Sean to interview the guys after us next week because he doesn't leave much to ask. But I do have one question, Latari. With the lap times on the softs, was there any thought that two-stopper could be competitive at that point?
It's difficult because it all depends on how the race goes. You lose 20 to 30 seconds in a pit stop, and
Yeah.
over a 20 lap race, it's a short distance, so there's
Yeah.
not a lot of time to make up a 20-30 second deficit when you do when you go that extra pit stop. Yes, you can be 2 seconds a lap faster, but on average we were running low 15s, mediums and hards. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
to be that consistent lap times, there's not a 2 second gap between the softs and the hards or the mediums that they can actually make up the time. So I knew
Okay.
it was going to be a fuel one. It's going to be one in the pits.
Oh, the pity I was hoping, I mean, with a pace like that, 2 laps a second, if I just do a quick math on 10 laps on the softs, which I'm assuming you would have done, you would have, on your first and pulled quite a substantial gap, or you would have started on the hards and do 1 on the hards and get into clean air. And as you know, I think with the pace that you had, I felt that would have been a very competitive strat, and was hoping you would attempt it, but still, nonetheless, with the damage that you got, great racing.
Thank
Great
you.
racing.
It's a high risk with all these fast guys. If you don't get everything right and you get caught up in traffic, there's your race gone, because it's a
Yeah.
difficult track to overtake. Kenel showed
Yeah.
that it's not that easy, not in the Group 4s. So you have to
100%.
wait for the guys to make a mistake, and to get through a pack of 8-9 guys around here with their skill level, it's not that easy. So I had
100%.
to go I had to force myself to stay out this time, because normally I'm the first guy that goes in repairs and then just push. So this is the first time that I actually altered my strategy in race, just to see if I don't lose too much time. Luckily it worked out. So we learned.
Okay. Did you perhaps have a slight moment in on the grid start with Kennels, noticing there was a bit of slight contact, which we expected in the race this evening, but was
feel any contact at all when
Oh,
on
is
my
it?
screen. No, with me and Scott had a nice getaway.
Mhm.
And then we had a 0.5 gap at the back, and when we exited the corner, something happened behind me.
Yeah.
That we saw, okay, they lost quickly 4 tenths there. So it was quickly up to a second gap that we pulled, I think just over the mountain, we got to a second gap. So I'm not
Okay.
sure exactly what happened behind me, but it's such a short runway. There's always interesting carnage and
No,
turmoil
but
there.
great racing. Love to have watched it. Thanks for giving us an awesome race this evening. And obviously, you needed a good result to get your points up, because also you and Fist is not going to be able to catch Nutcap at all. So, and Mo Flavor as well.
The new structure is hurting me very, very badly.
Yeah, I see. I saw recovering from that 2 sprint races, which was the
And
killer.
last week's
And
yeah, I've
last
got some
week's one,
skill
yeah.
issues, yeah. So it's
Well-
okay. So we learn next season. Hopefully we're stronger.
Yep,
We can
and
only push as much as we can.
an interesting race at Fuji with a bit of rain there, Uncle Ken Dog, if you are listening. So we're going to be looking forward to that 100%. But well done, Kobus. Great racing as
Thank
per
you, sir.
normal, and just good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir. All the best.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah,
Cheers.
yeah. Cheers, Latari, and good luck to you for the rest of the season. You know, if you can't catch Nutcap, then be the best of the rest. So good luck in your pursuit of that one.
Thank you, my friend. All the best. Cheers.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Okay. Press the wrong button there. So we still got 2 more interviews to come. So we've got Veersar Vish, who celebrated his first ever victory last week, and then complements that with a brilliant second position. Massive congratulations has to go to you, Veersar Vish. But how are you feeling after quite probably quite a traumatic race today.
A bit more relaxed than last week. But I'm still over the moon. I can't complain. 2 podiums in 2 races. I don't think that's happened to me before as well. So I'm breaking PBs here.
Yeah, because you didn't you qualify quite low down in the grid as well, wasn't it? Like
7th.
Is it 7th?
7th.
Okay.
Yeah, 7th, which was also my best qualifying for the season, which is shocking in itself. But for some reason, the 1 lap qualifying, it's not working for me yet. But there's always next week.
There is always next week, and certainly what that has done since getting the win last week and now getting the 2nd position now is that even if it's looking rather tight, not tight, sorry, it's looking rather slim, sorry, in terms of catching Nutcap, but obviously you have to fight for every race and you never know what happens, but it's certainly what it has done in the championship has kind of like cemented that 2nd position for you. So tell us about today's race. Was there any specific strategies that you was running? Was it very much trying to change things on the fly, as in like because you qualified in 7th, so was there a swapping of strategy, or what was your race plan going into this race?
So basically the VSR boys, we had 2 strats, which is basically the same strat but just swapped around. So we were thinking of doing hards for about 6 laps and then the rest on mediums, and then the way that I did it was mediums and then hards at the end. And the reason for that was if you do the first version and you do hards and mediums, then both of those stints are actually on the maximum amount of fuel, because you'll do 6 laps on full fuel for the hards and then you'll do 15 or 16 for mediums, where the way I did it was 16 or 15 on mediums, and then my tank was empty, and then only 10 laps or no less, like 7 laps on hards, which meant that the hards were actually quite quicker. So by the end of the plan was to average 15.5 or less, like lap times, 2 minutes 15.5 or less. But yeah, it turned out to be quite challenging because the guys in front of me on the first lap were on hards. I think it was Lequera and Trusp were on hards. So I lost quite a bit of time there. I think when I passed them, I was on like 8 seconds behind Scott, who was just flying away. So that didn't help me very much. But once I got past them, it was pretty much straightforward. Try and catch Kennels and Lotari, which also was a struggle because Kennels had really good pace. I think he made a couple of mistakes in his last medium stint, and if it wasn't for that, I'm sure he would have been either 2nd or 3rd, because I think Lotari had damage when he pitted. So so it was straightforward from there. Just catch the guys and hopefully I can get into the mix, which by the end of it I did. And then Kennels did what Kennels does, and he got me 2 seconds on Lutari, so that was amazing.
Yeah, I think team strategies did come into play in the latter part of the race, and it worked out brilliantly for you. I suppose the last question I've got for you, so obviously you mentioned that you ran the mediums first, and there were certain drivers in the mix that were on the hard tyres. Was you quite surprised there was quite a lot of battling going on in the first half of the race, or is this to be expected when you've got 2 different tyre compounds on at the same time?
Yeah, I think that's to be expected. Also, the first lap, it's always chaos because some cars start much faster than other cars, so there's guys behind you that wants to come past, and it's always a bit of a mess. So my thought process was if there's an opportunity, overtake. If not, try and make them make a mistake somehow. But if you are behind them through, let's say, the mountain section, just save as much fuel as you can because you're obviously on a faster compound. But Yeah, the attitude should be to just go past as fast as or overtake them as whenever possible. And luckily for me, I had that move around the outside on the second corner, which was quite good. I think it's one of my best moves if I have to tap myself on the back.
No, it was fantastic. There was a lot of respect between all of you, really. You know, especially on a track like Bathurst, where the track is not the widest and there's questionable places to overtake. And I saw a few today, actually, which really surprised me. But you put in a fantastic performance. You did what you need to do, and yeah, you held on to that second position as well once you did get it. So massive congratulations to you, Vish. And yeah, I'm going to hand you over to Robin. Robin, have you got any questions for Vish?
First, 2 in a row.
2 in a row. Can you believe it?
Yes, I can. You getting back to your old ways. Lovely to see. Coming and especially coming from P7 to get to P2 is I think for me an amazing achievement considering all the fast drivers in front of you. Did you pick up on people's mistakes throughout the hard stint to gain positions? What was your kind of like? How did you get through the drivers first stint on the mediums?
Yeah, I got quite a okay start, and I think I might have overtaken the one guy who overtook me again on the straight because the Lambo's not the fastest there. And then going down the first straight into the second corner, it was me and Lequera and Trusp, and I just tried to keep Trusp as tight as possible to the right-hand side to limit his angle, with the hopes of actually going around the outside and hoping that he brakes a bit earlier because Lequera was in front of him, so he can't brake late, otherwise he'll just punt Lequera into the wall. So that was going through my head on the straight, and what I didn't account for was Lequera took the corner also a little bit slower, and he didn't use the whole track, so I managed to squeeze around the outside. And if it wasn't for that, I would have probably lost another 2 or 3 seconds behind them, because on the straight, it's with the Lambo, it's just so hard to overtake because unless you are in the, and in Lotari's case, for example, Kennels overtook him, but Lotari had damage, so then you can overtake. But it wasn't the best car in the straight. It was quite good in the mountain, and it's very consistent because it's not slippery at all. Like you can just press the pedal down or the accelerator down, and you'll go around the corner without worrying about spinning. So that meant our lap times was very consistent. So I knew I had the pace. I just had to be patient, and hopefully I could get into contention for podium, which it worked out.
No, but well done. Well deserved. Obviously, you in a good standing on your points at the moment as well. Going to be very interesting to see once we have the drop run after race 7, which will then bring the final 2 sprint races. God forbid I said that word, but the 2 second races in the final stint of our championship, and I'm hoping that you will be there to challenge. But yeah, well done, great racing. I hope you get that one-shot quali thing sorted, and I'm sure that we're looking forward to you in the next race at Fuji.
Thank you. I hope so too.
Cool.
And finally, Tusm.
Fish, congratulations on P2. After your qualifying, you were basically in the middle of the grid. What was your mindset approaching the start to the race?
Yeah, I looked at the grid and I looked at the guys behind me, and I knew that there wasn't like a fast starting car like a Citroen or a Porsche like directly behind me. So I knew I was okay from the guys in the back. I was rather hoping that the guys in front would I don't know, knock each other off to make it a bit easier. But everyone in this league is so skillful now, and the gaps are so tight. So there was some good racing. So my mindset was just I knew I had the pace. For instance, Richard and we did a race, and we actually did a 50-16 and Richard did a 50-15, which is basically what Nutcap did. Obviously, this race, Nutcap was just cruising. I'm sure he can take another couple of seconds off, but I knew I had the race pace. So it was patience. Patience was the key for me, and hopefully some guys would make a mistake. And I tend to overtake people in the pits as well most of the time. So I figured if people are behind me, I'll just go pit, and then hopefully on the out lap or in lap, I would just push a bit harder and then overtake some people. But yeah, it didn't prove to be that necessary, except for Lutari with the damage.
There was a moment on your second stint. I can't remember what lap it was on. But it was when Latari was closing in on you and Kennels, and you guys it was almost like it was choreographed where you like both took up one lane and Latari had no way past. Was that planned, or did that kind of just play out as is? Like you guys just happened to have took up those spots?
Yeah, it wasn't planned, because when we got out of the pits, we were about a second and a half or maybe 2 seconds in front of Lutari. So I was really hoping that we can just push together and keep him behind, but he was obviously super fast, so he caught up. And then there was a moment, so credit to Lutari for that, because there was a moment when I was in Kennels' slip and then Lutari was in my slip on the back straight. So I knew I had to pass, because if I don't pass, then Lutari would just pass both of us. So I made a move there, which brought Lutari a bit closer, but which got me in front. And then on the exit of the last turn, I ran a bit wide, and Kennels actually took a really good line, so he had the inside. So there it was already close, because now we're three. All three of us are battling, and then I managed to just squeeze in between Lutari and Kennels on the first corner, which meant I had a bit of slip, and I pulled out of the slip, and then Kennels and I were on comms. So I told him, listen, just keep your line there. It's okay. I'll just drive next to you. And I knew he was boxed in. And I was sort of in a similar situation than I was with Lequera and Trusp earlier in the race. So I had some practice before that, and this time around Kennels went a bit wide into that corner and I managed to squeeze through, and then I didn't see them again, because obviously Kennels is a Minister of Defense this time.
Well, again, incredible drive to go from P7 up into P2. Can't wait to see what you have in store for us at Fuji next week.
Same. Thank you. And thank you for the great production. Well done to Scott and Lutari. It's always lekker racing these guys, and especially because it's clean, which is always fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you guys really are the stars of SMA, and it's always great to see on a week-to-week basis. So congratulations on that second position, and yeah, let's hope you can continue this form for the rest of the championship. And as Robin said, maybe jump up a few positions in that one-shot qualifying as well. But yeah, you should be very proud of your performance today, and certainly in the last couple of weeks. So well done to you, Vish.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, and then last but not least, SAGT Nutcap, who celebrates his second win of the season, and really putting you in good stead for the championship after today's results. How are you feeling after what was a pretty quiet race for you in the end, Nutcap?
Yeah, I'm obviously really happy. Managed to capitalize on everyone else. And yeah, just after Unfortunately, Lattori made a small mistake. I just didn't have any more pressure anymore, so I just basically just did time trialing the whole time, and just kept it on track, kept the lap times consistent, and did what I have to do. So yeah, feeling really happy.
Yeah, so we know with the Citroen, although maybe the Group 4 car is not as lightning fast off the start, it's certainly no slouch. So once you got that race lead, was you feeling pretty confident from that point going forward?
To be honest, no, because I started practicing on Sunday, and then I came this afternoon, and I was battling. To be honest, I wasn't doing too well. I was doing like mid 13s, but then about an hour before the race, I started getting into the mid 12s, and I managed to in practice do a 12.5. So I was hoping I could replicate something like that, but I knew if I just do a low 13, it should be good enough for like top 3-ish. So yeah, I just took it a bit easy on that other quali lap, just nice P2. Big shout out to Lattori, really good lap in quali. And yeah, when I was in second, I knew on this track you start side by side. So I was hoping I was going to get a better launch and maybe get into first. But when I was in first, it was a bit of a problem because I knew Lattori was just going to use me. So I really tried to pull away, and I started pulling a gap. And then obviously Lattori tried to keep up with me, and that's when it forced him into a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, today was a crucial round. So, it looked like as soon as you got that gap, it seemed like you didn't really have much pressure from the other drivers. I mean, maybe the only thing that I can think of is maybe when you pitted for your second stint, you sort of came into the traffic, I suppose. At that point there, I mean, was it just about being consistent and trying to sort of stay out of trouble, knowing that the drivers in front would eventually pit and you would, regain the race lead again?
Yeah, I didn't really notice. I didn't pay attention to them being in front of me because I knew I still had to make a pit stop. So I was just, autopilot, just bringing the car home, doing what I need to do, paying attention to wind to make sure I don't lose it down the mountain. And yeah, if you watch my stream, I got sidetracked. I saw shooting stars the first time. That's how out of it I was. I didn't know in this game. Yeah, I was just having fun, just doing a couple laps, and I really enjoyed the night time.
Yeah, because actually you bring up an interesting point, because I know that I struggle at night, not being able to see like the apexes of corners and stuff. But you have commented before that you really enjoy the nighttime, and with half the race being at night, it really showed. I mean, was there any moments for you at that point, or was it literally, look, just keep to my lines, keep consistent, and surely we'll get our race win today?
For 99% of the time, it was just consistent, normal lines. But there were one or two moments where I did have a little bit of oversteer, and it could have gone badly. But luckily, I just brushed all lightly and didn't get any damage. So there were those few moments. But yeah, overall, it was pretty good. I definitely think I had a few more seconds in the race, but I just wanted to bring it home quite safely. And I was getting pretty annoyed because I was actually matching my medium lap times while I was on hards. I was doing like high 14s, which means I could have gone faster than mediums. I just somehow found more pace on the hards. It's weird. The Citroen wasn't really happy with the mediums. But yeah, I really enjoyed the race. Nighttime, this is probably my favorite track as well. So nighttime on this track, Group 4, it doesn't get much better than that.
Oh, that's good to hear, and I love the competitive spirit that you have, Nutcap. That the fact that you was leading by quite a margin, that you were still getting frustrated that your times could have been a little bit quicker, even though it was quite comfortable for you in the end. But yeah, huge congratulations to you on a great race win. I'm going to hand you over to Tusmbox. Have you got any questions to our race winner?
I do, thank you. Nutcap, congratulations on an incredible win. You put together an absolute clinic. Once your you qualified in second. How excited were you? Well, let me rephrase that. What did you think your odds were, considering how powerful the Citroen is on the start, that you would be leading going into turn one?
I think probably 80%. I mean, there's always a chance I'd jump the start or get wheel spin or something, but I was pretty confident, especially with Lattori being in the Ferrari. So that was something I was pretty sure would happen, but I was more worried that down the back straight he was going to come straight back past me.
Now it looked like for pretty much every driver that it was a simple one-stop strategy: go on the hards or the mediums, and then switch to the opposite tire. What led you to the decision to start on the hards, or excuse me, start on the mediums, and then do the second stint at night on the hards?
So it's just because I didn't want to fall through the pack. I mean, I just watched the replay. If you watch Laquera, he loses about 6 positions in 4 corners. So I did not want that to be me, because I mean, this is almost in a sense like Monaco. It's really hard to overtake. So once you fall through that pack, even if you're on faster tires, it's hard to make a clean overtake. And even if you do, you can lose a lot of time. So I just prioritized track positions. I just took the mediums first. And then I was hoping I would be out near the front and I can just bring it home on the hards.
Now, if you had qualified lower in the grid, would that have changed your strategy? Would you have started on the hards instead?
I think it depended what other people around me started on. If everyone was on hards, then maybe, because then my mediums wouldn't have been able to be used properly. But if everyone around me was on mediums, I would still fall through the pack. So I'll just basically start on what everyone else was around me. Yeah, just when I was near the front, I definitely was not keen on starting on the hards. I did not want to fall through the pack.
Well, again, I got to say, amazing race today. Hopefully you can keep that momentum going into Fuji. And yeah, I can't wait to see next week's race.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to Fuji. It's one of my favorite tracks. And maybe finally the Citroen might be good in Group 3 for once. We have to see. Can't confirm that. But yeah, it should be a fun one.
And lastly, Robin, thoughts, questions?
You guys don't leave me much to ask. I must be honest. I'm not impressed with my co-coms people here this evening, but we'll have a chat after the broadcast to Sean. But Scott, you know, just I was talking early on in the stream where, you know, I'm going to come back to when I first met you, and your first race, and getting into a racing incident, and just to see the progress from a junior driver. It's been such a pleasure to watch, and I've watched all your streams, and I just see the improvement at every single turn. Really impressed. Well done on a great race. I did speak to you in the week about you not possibly doing the one stopper, but the two stopper. But clearly you had worked on your strat. But just amazing to see the continued consistency. I think is what it is not just fast, but consistently fast, which is amazing to see. But well done on an amazing race. I think the rest of the tier really needs to try and get some pace and consistency to even try and challenge you over the next few races. But well done on an amazing race, and I wish you all the best going forward. For Fuji short, by the way. So just to correct you, make sure that it's you got the right track in mind there for the next race.
Yeah, thank you. I'm definitely looking forward to the next race. Yeah, short course, I love that without the chicane. I hate that chicane. It's very annoying, the Citroen with the wheel spin. But yeah, definitely always nice to keep improving and challenging yourself. And I think that also comes down to the people who surround you with. And my team's right now, perfect place for that. I mean, if you want to be the best, you have to practice with the best. So they're just pushing me constantly. I mean, there's almost never a time when I'm fastest, and if I am fastest, it's by a tenth or two. So lots of competition, and that's what keeps everyone fast and everyone happy. So thank you to them, and thanks to everyone that's here. I saw some really good racing. This whole series has honestly been quite a lot more clean than a lot of the international series I've been in. So thank you to that.
Awesome stuff, Scott. Well done, bud.
Yeah, I have been paying attention to the races outside of SMA, so I know that even though it's probably a huge honour to be surrounded by such great drivers and like former World Tour drivers, current World Tour drivers and stuff, I did see it got a little bit messy, and but.
Red Bull.
Yeah, Red Bull, yeah. But you kept your composure there, and I think it's with all the racing that you've done in the last year or so, it's provided great experience for you, and you've come on leaps and bounds in terms of your performances and just your consistency in general. So huge congratulations to you, SAGT Nutcap, and nearly but then so obviously we've got 3 races left, Nutcap. So obviously you've mentioned Fuji. There could be some tricky conditions in that one, but then of course we have got the open wheel special round as well. Just interested to know your thoughts on round 8.
So to be honest, high downforce is definitely not my speciality, but I do have a lot of people around me who are really good at high downforce, so I'm sure maybe they can teach me a few things. It's always good to extend what you know, and I do feel it's a bit of a weakness of mine, high downforce in general, so I would love to get better at that. We'll just have to see what happens. I have no clue what my pace would be, but as long as I just keep it consistent, keep it on the podium, we'll just see what happens in the championship.
Yeah, well, you're definitely in a great position, and just maybe one or, I would say definitely, if you can get a podium that's near enough cemented the season 2 championship for you. So good luck to you next week, Nutcap, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you next week.
Thanks. I'm not gonna count my chickens too soon, so just get this done. But it's going well. Thank you.
Okay, well, best of luck, and again, massive congratulations to you on a great performance today.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Take care.
Cheers, Scott.
Okay, and so that is our reaction from the podium drivers there. Some interesting thoughts from the drivers, and Nutcap feeling very confident, but of course even if Nutcap is in a great position, it's certainly very, very tight throughout the standings. So round 7 is certainly going to kick off some fireworks, I think, for sure. Just before we close off the stream today, just want to add to what I said earlier. We are chasing that 500 subscriber amount, and we will be giving away a special spot prize for that as well. So it will be a random draw for our lucky viewers. There's some absolutely cool prizes that is for the amazing community that we have here at SMA. But if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to SMA. As I say, 500 is the goal. I do believe we was 25 away before we started today's broadcast. So if there is anyone anyone that has already smashed that subscribe button. We really appreciate it, and welcome to the SMA community. But we're also on social media as well, so please do check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and if you do want to get involved in future championships as well, including season 3 that will be starting in autumn, do sign up to our Discord. The link is in our YouTube page, so get yourself signed up to that one. And also as well, if you did enjoy the stream, please do hit the like button as well, as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm and spreads our brilliant content across the platform. But yes, please do get in contact with Robin Williams, our SMA and GT7 promoter, for further details on joining our league. The email links is in the description below. But yes, I need to get your final thoughts from today's race, fellas. So, Tusmbox, what are your thoughts on today's race, and who is your driver of the day?
Well, I think the amount of mistakes and incidents that we've seen kind of prove the point that this was going to be a very tough race. Well done to the drivers that did make it to the checkered flag. But I feel like I have to give my driver of the day to Nutcap. Just an absolute insanely consistent drive today. I don't think he put a foot wrong all weekend. So yeah, I got to give it to Nutcap. Yeah, I know picking a winner is kind of like the easy way out, but this time I'm taking it.
Yeah, certainly. No, it was a great performance from SAGT Nutcap, and like I say, not maybe cemented the championship as of yet, but certainly put him in a great position to carry that out. But Robin, what are your thoughts on today's race, and who are you going to give the driver of the race?
Totally off topic, actually. I have two things that I want to shout out. And the first one is driver of the community for today's race, as I've gone through all the tiers. And with all due respect to Scott, I'm going to give the driver of the community in round 6 to our one and only Mami Khan, who managed a P2 in her race today, which is, it's so amazing to see. And just to make sure, and to everybody out there, that women are just as fast as you men, and you guys better. Mami Khan's coming for you guys. So well done to Mami Khan on an amazing race, and just in terms of representing the ladies, and hopefully we will be getting some more ladies in the future. So well done to her. And then secondly, I think just another off topic, and sorry for going this route, but there's something that has happened over the last week that I really feel I need to mention. 7 years I've been in admin position. For 7 years there's been leagues that, with all due respect to them, that never kind of like saw eye to eye and always did their thing, and Logistical Nightmare Racing do their thing, and GTSA doing their thing, and now we've got this amazing league, SAGT, doing their thing. But over the last week, what has happened is that those admins are now sitting at one table, which for me is an amazing achievement. It hasn't happened in 7 years of South African sim racing. And what I'm seeing is that these leagues are together going to grow the sport, and that for me is an amazing achievement, where all communities can feel free to jump into whichever league and support, and jump into whichever stream and support. TNR's got some amazing international racing as well. Please go and check out their streams as well. Some amazing commentary from Corwin and Donwin, and amazing broadcasting from SAGT with Don as well. And it's just amazing to see how all these leagues are coming together and trying to push and grow the sport together. We will be having a end of year event which consists of all the leagues. It will be a weekend event, and I'm just stoked to be able to part of that. But that for me is the most amazing growth in terms of sim racing South Africa as a whole, where all these leagues can come together under one umbrella for a weekend, and we can all have fun on track, and we can have an amazing event. So I'm just looking forward to this new alignment with all these leagues and going forward, and I'm just proud to be part of that, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously you told me the news quite recently, and it's something that I think you had a vision for. It was something that I could see that in South Africa, that you've got that passion for racing. And maybe not all ideas were aligned, but it's fantastic to hear now that things are starting to align, and you know that you can grow the sport in South Africa and put you onto the world stage as well. We'll look forward to that race towards the end of the year. Hopefully we can reunite with all the different leagues in South Africa and put on maybe the biggest event that we've ever done in SMA and leagues across South Africa. So fantastic
100%.
news, fantastic news. I need to, no problem at all. And thank you so much, Robin and Tusm as well, for your company today. Hopefully it's really set up an exciting end to the championship, and look forward to speaking to you next week.
Yep.
Okay, but before we do end the broadcast, though, just to tell you what's coming up for next week, as you may have already guessed because we said it a few times, coming up next week is the last race in the manufacturers. It will be a Group 3 race at the peaks of Mount Fuji. It's Fuji Speedway in the Group 3 car for the round 7 of the Manufacturer Showdown. So do make sure you tune in next week, Monday the 29th of June at 8:45 p.m. Central Africa time, to find out what twists and turns could be in store for the drivers. But it's certainly been a fantastic race we've seen today. It is definitely all or nothing for some of the drivers as we approach the final 2 weeks of the championship. But it has been myself, Sean Madden, aka Flawed Genius Gaming, signing out for another week. So stay safe out there, look after yourself, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye bye for now.
Lights out, engines wait for night. GT thunder burning bright. Manufacturer starts to rise. Fire reflected in our eyes. Carbon fiber, painted scars, GT4 and GT3 stars. Manufacturers side by side, every driver born to fire. Pit lane pressure, countdown screams, living faster than our dreams. Slipstream pulling through the rain, milliseconds decide the game.
Headlights cut through clouds of smoke. Every overtake feels close. Front straight shaking from the sound. Thousands screaming all around.
No fear when the tires slide. No sleep on this midnight ride. One chance to become immortal now. Feel the circuit shake somehow. Full throttle, take the lead. Faster than the eye can read. GT legend chasing light. Racing wars ignite tonight. Slipstream closer, door to door. Hear the engine start to roar.
muscle with the aero attack. GT4 pressure while I'm chasing the pack. Every lap dangerous, no room to breathe. One wrong turn and you lose the lead. Manufacturer battle turning savage tonight. Different colors on the grid, but the goals are like AMG hunting while the Porsche stays near. McLaren in the mirrors make the whole crowd cheer. Late break dive on the inside lane. Tires smoke rising while we fight through pain. Draft so close I can hear your gears. Still standing tall after all these years. Pit crew fast with the strategy calls. One clean stop and we're breaking them all. From the green light launch to the final attack. Now the whole damn field trying to hold us back.
Adrenaline under skin. Every loss becomes a win. Final sector, final chance. Fate is written in this day. Full throttle, take the lead. Faster than the eye can read. GT legends chasing light. Racing wars ignite tonight. Slipstream closer, door to door. Hear the engine start to roar. Checkered flag above the crowd. Podium dreams are calling loud.
We were made for speed. Every heart still bleeds.
Through the sparks and shattered rain, we return again, again.
Every corner, every scar.
Made us who we really are.
Hear the anthem of the track.
No turning back.
Last lap pressure.
Full attack. Drivers ready. Engine scream. One more lap. One more dream. Full throttle, feel the fire. Burning higher and higher. GT4 and GT3. Rewriting our history.
Manufacturer, kings collide. No surrender, left inside.
Checkered flag falling down.
Tonight we take the crown. Podium lights glow gold. Legends never grow old.
Engines fade into the dawn, but the race goes on and on. Through the speed in neon skies, SMA growing the sport together.